In this video, I will show you how to add videos directly from YouTube into Edpuzzle and then how to edit those videos so that you can embed your own questions. So I found this great video about Cinco de Mayo on YouTube. I'm just going to copy the URL and I'm going to go back to my content here and I'm going to select YouTube. Once I select YouTube, it'll give me the search bar and I just paste that into the search bar and it will automatically find that video and deliver it to the editing options. So this is your editing toolbox here. First thing I want to do is I want to change the title so that it will fit in my classroom assignments. And this will be in Unit 1 under Culture. And then I will give it a more specific title so the students know what they're watching. And this is a Cinco de Mayo video. Underneath, you have 4 options to crop the video. You can add a voiceover, audio notes, or quizzes is where you add your questions. Cropping the video is really useful if you have a long video and you don't need things at the beginning or at the end. So let's say this video had lots of credits at the end and I don't want to waste the students' time. I can move this tag to where the credits end. Or let's say it has a long and lengthy intro that we don't need for this lesson. I can move it up so that it starts 20 seconds in instead. What you cannot do is cut out parts from the middle, so you can only crop the beginning or the end of the video. Now this video is only 3 minutes long and my students can handle that, so I'm going to move it back to the original beginning and the end. Now the next step is voiceover. So what this option allows you to do is if you love the video, you love the visuals, but you don't like the explanation that the person is giving, you can drown out their voices, their sound, with your own voice, and you can give the explanation instead. I don't use this very often, but I can see where this might come in handy for even students to do their own voiceovers for movies or videos that they can find. Audio notes comes in really handy if you have students that don't like to pay attention to text. So instead of including instructions, written instructions with your video, you can add an audio note. For example, all you have to do is click on the microphone down here and add your instructions. Watch the video and answer the questions. I hit the stop button and it has added my voice right here. Now you can remove all your notes or you can remove just the last note. But as soon as you hit another option up here, so maybe quizzes, it's going to upload your voice and there is my audio note. I can add other audio notes throughout if I want to, but that's enough for this video. The last tool, which is the one you're going to use the most, that's your quizzes. Those are the questions you're going to embed. So you may have to watch the video a little bit and decide where the best place to insert a question would be.
That it marks the day of Mexico's independence, and that's, well, just wrong.
So they said that many people think that Cinco de Mayo is Mexicans' independence, and that is wrong. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that my students are listening, and I'm going to add that as a true or false question. So you have 3 options here. It's an open-ended question, so I could just say, is this true or false? And the student would have to type in the answer. Or I can make it easier on myself and make it a multiple choice question. So here I would say, Cinco de Mayo celebrates Mexican independence. Now what you want to be careful of is that you type in the correct answer under the check mark. So that is false. So I would say false here. And with the X, that is the wrong answer. And I would say true. I can also add feedback. Great job. Or watch again. And then I would save it. You can hit continue.
The 19th century was particularly brutal for Mexico. After a bloody struggle to win its independence from Spain in 1821, the fledgling country fought America from 1846 to 1848.
And I can add another question. So this one would be an open-ended question. When did the Mexican-American War end? And then students would have to type in the answer for that. So they would type in 1848 for their answer here. I could also add a note and give them a hint. I could add a note and say, hint, it's between 1840 and 1850. And then I would save it. And there's my hint right there. So after you add all your questions, so you can add questions all the way through,
beginning in 18.
You will hit the finish button. And then it will give you some options here. Now, I would like to add this to my Spanish 1 class. I can adjust the start date and the due date. So if I don't want it to air until September, I can adjust the start date to September 13th. And have the due date maybe a week later on the 20th. And then once I hit the set due date, that will change right there. Now the other cool option about Edpuzzle is I can allow students to go right to the questions if I think that this is just a review and I think they might know the answers without watching the video. I can select prevent skipping and I can leave that option off, or I can turn it on and now I have locked them into the video and they cannot skip ahead. They have to watch the entire video in order to answer the questions. I usually leave this on because it's the best way to get them to watch the content. Finally, you can hit assign and it will add it to your class. Just to double check, go to My Classes and under Spanish 1, now I have added Cinco de Mayo video. And that's it.